All right, guys, listen. Today is a very, 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 very special episode of the Daily Bread. I am sitting with, I can't even believe this. I'm still going to tell you guys how this happened, but I'm sitting with the fabulous Babalwa. Say hi to the
Hello,
people. How are you today?
Me, I'm
Yeah.
so good.
You look good, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you got dressed up for me, but I like it.
No, you know what? I brought my island gear on because I was like, I'm coming to an island.
Listen, if you
So-
if you didn't catch the drift, we're not in South Africa at this point. C'est Mauritius, island living, and yeah, I just saw on the Instagrams that you were here, and I was like, hold on, you're here, I'm here.
What's too bad?
2 + 2 equals 4.
Exactly.
Listen. So thank you so much for joining me on my channel. I am truly, truly honored that you said yes and that you allowed me to come into your space and just pick your brain about the fabulous things you've done. We're going to dive into that because you're a queen, okay? And we need to dissect this queendom and how we got here. Okay, so my first question to you is just take us through how you got here and how you, if y'all don't know, she's a makeup artist, bomb makeup artist, works in the industry. Just how? That's my question. How?
Wow, how did I become a makeup artist? I
Yes.
guess. Well,
And then how did you manage to, get into the things?
okay, well, believe it or not, it was by chance
Seriously?
that I became a makeup artist. Yes, absolutely.
So this wasn't your goal.
This was never in the cards.
What?
This is not even a thought. Never.
Take
ever.
us through, babes. Take us through.
So I started HR management.
That is
Not here. So I started HR management and graduated in 2009. Then I was looking for work as like a receptionist or whatever, because you had to first be in the admin part, secretary, blah blah blah, receptionist levels, to be able to get into higher admin roles, obviously.
absolutely.
And my partner at the time was already in the industry and had mentioned to me that they were looking for a receptionist for a job that they were about to start. I was like, oh, great. Well, I'm looking for jobs as a receptionist.
That's what I wanna
This
do.
is perfect. Let's go for an interview, get the job, and then I start working, and I'm just like, hold on a second. What exactly am I experiencing right now? Production was tough.
Okay.
And I obviously, as a trainee receptionist, production trainee, I dealt with a lot of people, like contracts, etc., etc. And I was at the front desk, so everybody would call me to be able to get things. So I got to know all the different departments.
I see. So you are a receptionist for a production
For
company?
production, yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So I got to know like basically every department, and what happens in every department, and obviously it was 6 months. So with time, I started to like kind of find interest in different things, and I was like, okay, hold on. I don't know about this HR thing. This looks so much more fun.
Hello?
So I think I kind of want to stay. Then I got offered a second job after that as a receptionist, but I was in Johannesburg at the time.
Okay.
I was in Cape Town. And I got back after 2 days and they were like, sorry man, we had to take someone ASAP. So unfortunately this job's not available anymore. And I'd met the makeup artist on the previous job, and she happened to be on the same shoot that they were calling me for to come and train on again.
Okay.
So then I spoke to her, because that was the one department that I found super like fascinating. Like I walked into a makeup truck the first time and I just couldn't believe my eyes.
So before this time, no experience in makeup.
I didn't even know there was like a proper film industry in Cape Town.
Listen.
I didn't even know this was happening. I was like, how did I not know all of this, Yeah, it's just madness. This is like introduction of film industry to me, and it happened to be like a really big production, like a 6-month American shoot, first 3D film shot in Cape Town at the Cape Town Film Studios as they were being built. I mean, what an intro.
Hold on.
How would I have ever been able to walk back from that? I couldn't. So yes, man, speak to this lady about her next gig, and she's like, no, come through, come play, let's see what you can do. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come and play. I hope I get paid for it. Sure thing, coming. started training and never turned back. Cut the story short. So I trained and trained and trained and trained, much longer than most people train. But I didn't study for it, so I quite appreciated the extra experience, because I felt like there was so much to learn, so much information. There's just so much going on in the film industry that really does take a year or two to completely understand.
Especially if you didn't study for this.
Yeah.
And
I mean, every film and every docu, I haven't done much docus, let me not lie. Every film, every series is very different from the other. So every job is different. The system is very different. There's obviously similarities, but lots to learn. So there was a time where I was like, why am I training so long and everybody else is moving forward so quickly? And I was like, you know what, actually I really appreciate it, because I can see people moving forward and getting a little bit stuck in assisting and whatever. So I trained for 2 years, loved it, really did.
And this is in Joburg?
Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Yeah, so I'm Cape Town born and bred.
Okay,
so
grew up in, okay.
And I'm glad that it happened that way, actually, because the industry in Cape Town is so much more it's massive. It's basically Hollywood. And if you get
we wouldn't know.
You know what I mean?
We wouldn't know. That's why we're here interviewing you, so we can find out these
No,
things.
it's proper massive, big Hollywood productions, big shows. You got Sony Pictures, the first job I did was a production company called Kalahari Pictures. And then the first job I trained in as a makeup artist was by Universal. I mean, I was and at the time I didn't even think much of it. I was like, okay, well, this is what it is, right? Then I worked for Sony Pictures, BBC, BET. It's just insane. I also still wasn't thinking, wow, this is so huge.
Wait, why?
I don't know. It just felt like this is what the world is. This is what the industry is, right? So this is until anyway, so I trained and started assisting, and then the industry got quite tough in terms of the dynamics, lack of black people in the industry, especially in the makeup department.
Black women.
Lack of interest in understanding black people in the industry. Lack of endorsing black people in the industry. Lack of respecting black people in the industry. So I dealt with a lot of horrible things. But besides that, I always ignored it. In fact, you know what? I actually. People would talk about it and I'd be like, I think you guys are looking for things. Stop trying to play the race card. I really denied it for the longest time. And it only took until I stepped out of the industry because of there was just too much going on, and there was a lot of drama. And the makeup department, as with many other departments, I guess, it's full of drama. And there happens to be so many people that just really are toxic in the industry. And I felt like I just needed to tap out. I was just doing way too much.
At what point is this? What year?
So I started in the first job I did as a makeup artist was in 2010. And then I started, and then this happened in 2015, I believe. Yeah, 2015.
So at that point, you're just
At that point, I was just I'm doing so much just to prove myself, just to try and be visible, respect, gain more respect from people, grow, get better positions, and it wasn't happening. And I was just I just found myself pushing myself too hard at some point, and I was really mad because I realized that I was doing this just to be visible to other people. And I got over the fact that it wasn't going to happen. I just got over myself, in fact. I was just you're not going to actually sit here and wake yourself up every day, cry tears almost every day before you go to work, not wanting to go, feeling abused, accepting it, taking so much crap, because you think someone's going to change. They're not going to change. But maybe the scene needs to change. So then I was like, okay, South Africa has a massive gap. I look at South African TV shows and I'm just could be done better, makeup could be better here and this one and that one. I'm oh, what is going on there? So I realized there's a gap. I'm I've been trained by the best. I've been trained with all the access to everything possible, unlimited budgets, unlimited possibilities and crazy shoots, really, really, really crazy shoots. I've done shoots on, we had zombies, we had serious prosthetics, transformations galore, period pieces, literally the best education in what I do ever. You cannot go to school and actually learn, and I've seen this in people. You just cannot learn the way that I got to learn. And I was I've got so much with me, so much knowledge. So why don't I just take it somewhere where it might be appreciated and where I can blossom?
Take us through that. What does that look like?
So then I decided to start looking for work in the local industry.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, I'm a South African and I'd like to be visible in my country. I know I've got something to give. I know there's a gap. I know I can make a difference. So let's just go for
So
it.
is this around 2015?
This is now 2016 that I
got it.
started, yeah. And then I got a job with a company called Black Brain that's based in Johannesburg,
Yes.
where I actually did on lockdown season 1.
One of my faves. No, seriously. At first I was like, because I am a serious person.
Yeah.
And so when I saw lockdown, I was like, orange is the new black much.
I know.
And then I actually watched it. I was like, girl, shut up. This ain't it. This is something different.
This is not Orange is the New Black.
This is not Orange is the New Black, and I am here for it.
Yeah.
So you got to work on lockdown?
I got to work on lockdown, which is a really freaking amazing start, because
Absolutely.
it wasn't just a basic story. It was a really cool story.
No,
with an incredible cast.
I just want to shout out quickly my aunt, who is actually one of the cast members on lockdown.
Who's this?
She was Mamzo's daughter.
Oh yes,
That's my aunt.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Legend.
Small world. Tiny. So I told her about that. She's like,
wow.
amazing. Yeah.
She was super cool.
She's
I
awesome.
wish she played longer, but
Me too.
yeah,
Me too.
She was,
She's awesome.
she was a total vibe. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, man, I got to do that, which was really cool. Which was a really cool step in the door because it was a very crazy story. It was an exciting story. It was deep. It was
Very deep.
raw. It was raw. It was real and
it was just women of all different
part.
sizes, shapes, language,
part.
color.
that was my favorite thing. So it wasn't just like a 99% female cast, but obviously myself in makeup, female.
Come on.
Costume HOD, female.
Come on.
Art director was a female. DOP was a female.
Come
Producer
on.
was a
You see,
female.
this is the
Line
stuff we
producer
don't
female.
know.
Production manager female. Coordinator female. It was female.
Oh my gosh.
Which is why it was so amazing. I believe that and I always will. But the director was obviously a man. And this is production, but at least he's smart enough to understand that that's what it takes.
Hello?
You need to have women on your side and you will do the things because it did the things.
Hello. It
Really,
did.
really.
It did the most.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so then that was my start, and then I started to attend some film festivals and just to network a bit because I didn't know the Johannesburg network at all. This was literally my foot in, but also because the series did so well and there was a lot of SFX in it, so it was quite a big introduction. There was beauty, there was SFX, there was just natural makeup, there was just a huge variety of ways to show what I can do, So, and obviously a lot of people saw that, so I also got recognized quite a bit from that.
Amazing.
And then, so I started to go back and forth between Cape Town and Johannesburg. So I'd come back to Cape Town and assist where there were jobs. But maybe one or two. Then I met this really cool lady called Annie Bartels, and she's from Johannesburg. She had a very different vibe. She was just you can just see you can smell the difference between someone from Cape Town and Johannesburg. And I just vibed with her. She was really amazing. She saw me immediately, and she was just she. So she invited me to come work with her. Well, yes, she invited me to come work with her on Madiba, which was shot in Johannesburg.
Yes.
So that was another really great 2016 moment.
Girl,
for
you
me.
got these names under your belt.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. It happened very beautifully. It happened my journey has been really incredible. It's had its really rough times, but I've really appreciated every single move. It needed to happen the way it did.
Yeah.
So I worked with her in Johannesburg, and by doing that, I also met so many more people and started networking a lot. And slowly but surely, I got more and more calls, and I got to a point of I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? If I can HOD 2 jobs a year, I'll be happy. And then the rest I can just assist. Until I'm just HODing.
Come on.
And then by the following year, I was just HODing. And then I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll just HOD and do one job assisting a year, And that happened. And then eventually, now I've just been designing for some time now.
Y'all get that? Listen, we're sitting in the presence of that is amazing. One thing I love is seeing Black women, specifically Black South African women, win and just take ownership and do the damn thing. That's why I was like, I got to have you over here for the inspirations, massive inspiration. I wanted to ask you, what role does networking play in the industry? Like, is that an important thing about it to get yourself out there, or is it talent plus networking? Could you get by on talent alone? Could you get by on networking alone, or is it a good balance between the two of them?
I'd say it's definitely a good balance, but because everyone's journey is different, you can do well whether you network or not. For me, like, I was just like, my mission is just to make my CV speak for me.
Come on.
And my work speak for me. Like, you don't have to like me. I'm not here for that. But you don't have to even like working with me. I'm not here for that. But my CV needs to be the reason why you just know you have to.
Hello.
Basically.
Hello.
So the hard work, the pushing, that's definitely the most important thing. And I was quite blessed because I happened to, like, in Cape Town it's very different. Cape Town is about who knows who, and then you'll come through, and your work may speak for itself, but a lot of other things affect that as well, which is just drama, which is just unnecessary things. But in Johannesburg, there's a lot of networking opportunities. So, like, there's a lot of festivals, that I will attend, and I think the first proper opportunity that I got to properly network was at the SAFTAs. That was really, like, amazing.
Your picture, amazing. Yes, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, so the SAFTAs are great because now I'm in a space where every single person with any sort of influence in the film industry and TV industry in Johannesburg is there. And what I learned in Johannesburg was that a lot of people, like, there's a couple of people who just really don't know what they're doing. But what I learned from them, a lesson that I took and I will never forget, is how to sell yourself. I didn't know how to sell myself when I went to Johannesburg. I was really like, here's my CV, hope it works. And I just saw people just like, I can do this, I can give you this, I can give you that. Blah, 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 blah. No, like, and you're just like, wow, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to learn from this person. Where is it? Come the day, you're just like, what happened though? Like, I was expecting fireworks, and here we are sitting in with a candle, But what I learned from that isn't just, I'm not just like making fun of people. I learned that, wow, these people here can sell salt to a snake.
Come on.
I need to be able to sell myself, and that's how you get in. So I learned how to do that. And I just had to completely remove myself from myself and just take away the shyness and whatever. Like, a lot of people don't even think I'm shy. They don't get it. I go into beast mode when it comes to my career. When I work, I'm the complete opposite as when, in my private life.
I see.
I'm a much softer person. I'm like, I don't even want to get into it. But when it comes to work, I'm a very different person. And it took time to learn. So networking has definitely been a huge thing for my career, because at these festivals, whether it's like DIF or it's the SAFTAs or it's Joburg Film Festival or whatever it is, if you know one person, and the beauty about Johannesburg is that if you know that one person, they're going to be like, let me introduce you to so-and-so. So-and-so, this is whatever, she's a makeup artist, there's this, oh great, I've actually got a film coming up, we should talk, literally, dude, like, it's that easy.
Yeah.
It's that easy, but your work has to speak for itself.
Come on.
Real, though. You have to have something to show. Wow people, so that they're like, damn, okay.
I got to have you.
Yeah, so I had to, like, really work hard on that wow factor, and I don't think I did too badly. I mean, no, I'm not trying to be, like, funny or anything, but it's been a really rough and tough journey.
Yeah.
And there's a really long way to go for me. My goals are really high, and
you better shoot for the stars, girl, or beyond. Whatever's beyond the stars, you better shoot for that. We'll be here cheering you on, girl. From the distance, we see you.
Is a sign that it's
there's
movement, and for me, everything and anything is a sign that there's movement. There has to be something going on. If I'm not getting a call
in the whole 2020,
in the whole
2020, because this year showed us flames. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay. I need to know sort of like the behind the scenes, what happens on a film set with regards to makeup. How does makeup play a role in the creation of a character? What that character is supposed to communicate, I guess, to the audience. Take us through that, because I'm pretty sure I don't know, actually you can tell me, but what's the role of makeup in communicating sort of to the audience who this character is, what they're about, things like that?
Massive role. Very undermined. People don't think of it like that. Really, they don't. But it's a really massive role. So basically we get a script, and your script is full of these characters and the story. And I think what kind of helps me also is that whatever I hear or read, I have this like crazy imagination. I can see things, I can see characters, I can see people, I can see little things, you know. So it starts there for me. It starts with my imagination and how I'm portraying each character.
Okay.
Then the next step for me would be to like get a character Bible so that I can read up on each character and who they are, where they're from. Like it's really important to understand the age, the race, the demographic, like all the demographics basically, where they're from, like are they traveled, are they do they own a business? Any and everything I can get about a character helps me figure out who I'm dealing with. Because I like to honor, like especially in a story that represents people that exist, I like to honor that kind of character in real life, and I'll go as deep as possible. If it means that she wears glasses, she doesn't wear any makeup, and her hair is on fire, then that's exactly what she's going to be. I'm not going to try and beautify her because I've got makeup and I can use it. No, for me it's about dedicating everything to the character and respecting as much as possible who that person is in real life. I'm a people watcher as well, of note. I stay at people all the time. I watch people all the time because I like to see like the different people, so that I can have a reference when I read. I can these pictures, images, and these pictures come back to me, you know. Or I'll read a script and I'll go, if it's about a story in the hood, whether it's Soweto or Walanga or Guguletu or whatever. If I'm in Kualanga or if I'm in Johannesburg, depending on where, I'll go to them. I'll go chill at Chisayama, or I'll go by the taxi rank, and I'll go chill, and I'll go watch people just to find them, you know, from the script, because it's my favorite thing to do. I really enjoy it. But then after that is the director. There's the actual actors, and sometimes the actor comes as a completely different description to what it was meant to be because of castings, and then you have to take it from there.
I see.
I speak to the director to understand what their vision is. I speak to the actors to hear what they've come up with and who they see this character as. And I take all of that and I put it together and I create like this board. And
Listen, this sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It's work. It's not just about picking up a makeup brush and
listen.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You have
and different shades and different tones of people,
absolutely.
different races.
Yeah.
That's work, girl.
It is work. It is work. You have to literally. So when people say you're a makeup artist or makeup HOD, I'm just like I'm a makeup designer.
La Leila.
That's what I do. I design characters. I don't just pick up a brush and say, okay, cool, I think this foundation is nice on me. And if that's the case, and there really is nothing that I want to do to how you look already because it's just perfect, then I'll just pick up a makeup brush and paint you. But it's part of the art for me. You know what I mean?
Girl.
So yeah, after that, I'll take the script, break down every single scene, and create a story for each character. Because let's say there's a girl who's lost in the forest and she's like running and running and running. She gets hurt, she gets cut. It's been 7 days and she hasn't eaten or whatever. And then finally she's found. She goes back home. And after like a month and a half, they're sitting and interviewing her and asking about how it all went. And she's back at work. And she works in the corporate industry or whatever it may be, you know. That girl has an entire story. We see her when she is running in the forest. We see her, she probably had a meal 3-4 hours ago. Now she's lost. She's now 2 days later. She's tired, she's thirsty, she's hungry, she's dirty, she's got hurt. It's now 7 days or whatever it is. She's not the same person we saw in the beginning. So there has to be movement. We have to like build the dirt up, break her down further and further, more and more and more, but not just like, okay, now she's clean, now she's dirty, now she's out. It has to be a journey. So now I go into that script and I see every single scene for every single character one by one, and I create their journey depending on what the story is.
Umsebenzi, like.
Yeah, it is.
This is why I wanted to have you, so you can let us know.
Yeah.
This is deep.
Yeah.
Respect, man. I respect that so much, and I love it. How all these little pieces just add up to the brilliance that we just see, that we take for granted sometimes. We'd be sitting there. I love that.
I mean, there's a lot of people involved in this as well. Like, I can come up with this whole plan.
Yeah.
But the director might not like one of the ideas, or two of the ideas, or whatever. The producer might be like, you know what? I don't think that's. The director might be like, yeah, absolutely. And the creative producer might be like, not really. Or the actor will be like, I don't feel comfortable. So there's a lot of adjusting. There's a lot of changing for it to actually become that studio. It takes a lot.
And you have to be flexible.
You have to be flexible
as well.
You have to be flexible, and you have to understand that it's not about you. It's not about my ideas. It's not about my vision only. It's about many people's visions. And that's the beauty of it. If it was about me, it wouldn't be as special.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Hello.
And also, sometimes you get a lot of credit. You get a lot of credit for other people's ideas because they're like, no, I think we should. You're like, you know what? That's actually an amazing idea. So it's a team effort.
I see.
And that's exactly what it takes. Then the next step is to do makeup tests, to now try out the different hairstyles, try out the different looks, take pictures of every look you do, so that we can now just like spread out, and your creative team, which is going to be like the producers, directors, whoever's involved. Like with the Netflix production, Netflix is very, very involved in every single thing, like, from the watch to the outfit to the hair to the color of the lips, everything. They're very involved. So you'll present all of that to them, and then they'll pick and choose what they like about it, and then we'll come back to say, okay,
is makeup part? Sorry, not makeup. Hair part of makeup as well?
Yes, it is. So it's different. I mean, it's different like around the world. From South Africa, it's the same department, makeup and hair. Okay. So if there's prosthetics involved, it's makeup, hair, and prosthetics, prosthetics, whatever. Which, I mean, it's great because in Cape Town you learn to do it all, because every job, like most jobs, need makeup and hair, SFX and prosthetics and whatever. So it's nice to be able to be in that world, because then you learn everything. So then you're able to do it all. And then in the US, those are all different departments. So you've got makeup, and then you've got your hair department, then you've got your prosthetics department. These are all different with different heads.
But either way, everybody still communicates.
You have to communicate
with one another.
It's all about a collaboration.
To bring out that vision.
Collaboration. It takes every component.
That is amazing. Okay. Girl, while we're here today, we're talking about trackers. Okay, yes. I watched trackers while I was in quarantine. When I tell you I binged that thing, I usually just like watch an episode, put it down.
Oh, that's nice.
I binged it because, first of all, before this, like Blood and Water, Queen Sono, Lockdown were all up there. Like those were my favorite South African series, of like the latest sort of like South African series. Trackers came and knocked everything out of its position because it was just amazing. Oh my God, like the storyline, and also that I was in Cape Town. I see you, book up, I see you, you know, and all these faces, Cape Town Stadium, I could recognize all of it, and it just felt amazing. That's such a, like, it looked so professional, so clean, so amazing, and to recognize like your language there. So you were one of the makeup artists on Trackers. Tell us about that. Because, listen, first of all, if y'all haven't watched Trackers,
oh come on,
there's some people who haven't watched it, like me. I was one of those people 3 weeks ago who hadn't watched Trackers. Now I am no longer part of that team who didn't watch. Now I've watched it and I feel amazing. There are some people who haven't watched Trackers. Go and watch that thing, okay? Amazing storyline production. All the things. Tell us about that.
So Trackers, wow, Trackers was like definitely the biggest thing I'd been offered at the time. Like, it was like a wow.
What year was that?
We shot it last year,
what?
2019.
Seriously?
Yes, we did. Shot it last year. We shot from January until the end of June.
Okay.
And somebody just recommended me, I guess. And then I got a call from this lady called Rebecca, who's a producer. And it is a collaboration between Mnet and HBO.
I remember, yes.
So yeah, man, they basically were like, in fact, it actually started out with another project they had. They had 2 projects.
Okay.
The other one is called BSLab, but it never actually happened.
Okay.
So they were like, it keeps getting pushed, but we have another one. Just when we came to that, we're gonna have to do that first. We're like, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hello, HBO.
Right?
Mnet.
So I was like, yeah, I'm in, definitely. So let's do this, yeah. And then that was a really cool project, man. Like, we did so much traveling. It was such a beautiful, like, it was just a beautiful energy. The crew was just perfect. Everybody was just like a perfect piece of the puzzle. The cast was insanely perfect as well. Like, people were just amazing. Like, everyone was so talented and was so friendly. And like the most important thing for me is dedication to story. Like, everyone was so dedicated to the story. We had quite a big cast, but we had a lot of time to shoot it. So in total we had 15 weeks, but it was so spread out because we had so many locations. We started in Limpopo.
Yes.
We shot in Mabalingwe, Tiwazini. Gosh, if I can remember all those places, really miss myself that I don't. But basically, they were like,
watch the show, you'll see.
So we just traveled. We shot like a week, and then we traveled. We just drove like 2 hours, and we were like another part of Limpopo. It's really stunning. Oh, so beautiful.
Listen.
And then we left Limpopo. We went to Prince Albert in the Western Cape. We shot for a week there. Then we packed up and then we went to Cape Town, where we stayed for the rest of the shoot.
Okay.
Which was also just an incredible journey. The story, man, was just everything. It was super cool.
It was so smart. Like, even just like, oh gosh, because you know the one part I was just dying at. I was like, look at this, the lady who ends up being the mastermind of it all. I was like,
no one ever imagined that.
Exactly. Nobody. I was like, this lady is sitting with such a useless man, because that's what I thought about. I think they're Muslim, the Muslim guy, who he just didn't have it together. The one who ended up having either a heart attack or whatever. I was like,
yeah, there was a lot of missing.
You know, this queen, she's out here, and I was like, oh no, queen is the mastermind of it. I was like, girl has PhD. What is she doing with this man? Oh no, girl is mastermind of everything. I was like, oh, excuse me. Wow.
Yeah.
Would have never thought that. What was it? Biotechnology or something, like spreading a virus or something like that.
So like it was like a bioweapon basically.
Bioweapon, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, bombs are too loud.
They're too obvious. They're too obvious. Oh my gosh, I love that storyline so much. And then also this girl, Flea.
I was just thinking of Flea now.
What is going on with her?
Flea is another.
Tell me there's a season 2 coming, because we need to know. That girl is a mastermind of
I mean, before we even finished shooting, they were talking about starting to write, but I don't know what's happening there.
I hope so, because they set it up for a season 2.
They did.
They set it up, and I am here for it all. I am waiting.
I mean, in the read-throughs, even like we discussed the script a lot. It's quite an awesome opportunity as well to be able to sing that kind of room and have a say, because I talk, I've got thoughts and I love stories. I'm just like, okay, so like we had lots of deep conversations about things. So everything that was basically being discussed we were thinking about the next step, where this is gonna go. So it's definitely set up for a season 2, maybe a 3 as well.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that by now they would have said something or done something, but I know there were lots of
but also COVID, girl.
Yeah.
COVID kind of.
Cancel the
We're not speaking of COVID today because I can't. That series was incredible, and I now know somebody who worked in trackers. That is amazing. Sorry?
It's a really cool series.
It's amazing.
It's doing well. Like, it's traveling quite a bit now. I know. It went during lockdown. Actually, it launched in USA.
Come on.
And then 3-4 weeks ago, it launched in the UK. Yeah, no, it's traveling. So it
deserves to.
It was basically created for Mnet, HBO, and ZDF. ZDF is like a German channel, but it's like the Mnet of Germany.
Got it.
Now it's like just spreading out into other countries.
Oh, guys, things like this make me so proud to be South African. No, it was an incredible production, and I'm so happy for you that you got to work on that. That's really incredible. Okay, my last question, so that you can go and be, do the things that you do well, is just any advice you have for upcoming either artists, makeup artists. The South African industry is tough. Any advice as a Black woman as well that you have for just anyone coming up, just based on your experience?
Okay, well, firstly, I'll say there's no one out there waiting to help you. So you've got to do the things that you need to do, and the opportunity will arrive. Be ready for it. Prepare, work hard, don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you where you can and cannot go, because I was told so many times that you never will make it. You're like a little girl playing this big world. You've got a long way to go, this and that. And I'm glad I didn't listen. I'm really glad I didn't listen. That's a really good way to keep someone, to make someone give up.
Yeah.
So just don't ever feel like any of your dreams are impossible.
Sure.
But you have to work towards it. You can't just dream about it. You have to work towards it. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, might not feel like a piece of the puzzle, or part of the road towards what you want. It can feel like a complete different opposite. I mean, I studied HR management.
Come on.
But I fought for it until I could qualify for that receptionist role on this. You know what I mean? And if I hadn't graduated in HR management, I probably wouldn't have been looking for the job as a receptionist, and I wouldn't have gotten it where I did, and so on and so forth. So everything that you're doing, even if it doesn't feel right, if you're putting everything into it and you know your dreams and you've got your goals set, just keep going. Just fight every day for it. And as a makeup artist, there's so many makeup artists out there. There's so many, but not everyone's the best. And that can be so. Just fight for it. Don't wait for anybody.
Sure.
Don't be lazy. People are so lazy.
Hey, but they want the things.
How come they think they're gonna walk onto a set and be a trainee, and then now they're like, "Can I do an actor now?" No, you can't, babes. You're not ready to do an actor. You need to practice on the extras. You need to do the cleaning. Like, I enjoy cleaning. I embraced every single phase of growing in this industry. Embraced it all. I hate cleaning in my own home, but in the makeup truck, I cleaned like there was no tomorrow. I cleaned so much because it mattered, and I was a part of what I was doing, and I was proud of it
at the time.
And I didn't feel like I was too good to clean. I still don't feel like I'm too good to clean. I'll still get up and clean up the apartment. I'll still clean up after my assistants if I have to. I'll walk there, and if I see a mess, I'll just clean it up. Because no one is above anything. Seriously, none of us are above anything. But the one thing that we are above, and we can be above, is fear and defeat.
Because that's what be holding people back a lot, is fear.
Yeah. Just believe, man.
Sure.
Just believe. Give yourself something. Just believe.
Well, you heard it here first. Thank you so much, Babalwa, for your time. I genuinely appreciate it. I know the people's gonna appreciate it too. Just for sharing your insights. And yeah, I wish you all the best for your upcoming endeavors, the big things and the big dreams that you have. I wish you nothing but the best. And yeah, thank you very much.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks.
Awesome.
Bye, people.
Bye, people.